Veronica EQ here, and these are the reflections for the end of the day. So I had this client. He was amazing engineer, and there were two big epiphanies for him that I wanted to share. First was that English is not an emotionally intelligent or friendly language. It's not. It's very black and white, and we tend to get ourselves into trouble because of that, because it puts us into boxes. And we are going to do a huge deep dive in that in a different moment. But the second one was the really big one. And it was the awareness, because he was a very deep empath himself, of that there seems to be a lot of bad things happening in the world. And we discussed the fact that, first, there is more dissemination of information than ever before. And two, there are a lot more people than there ever have been before, just population-wise. So there is a lot going down. So I imparted to him a story that was imparted to me from my teachers, in the fact that if we are walking down our path, which would translate, you have a roof over your head, you don't go to bed hungry, you have loved ones, and you see someone in the ditch, it is your karma to actually stop and try to pull them out from the ditch. But here's the thing. It is not your karma to get pulled down. So if they are trying to pull you down, you have to let them go. Because one, and healers, we talk about this a lot, you cannot give if your cup is empty. But two, they may need that moment of pain and suffering and wallowing. And maybe that's the last moment that when the next person, because you're number 5, number 6 is behind you, eventually they come along and pull that person out of the ditch. They are now on their path as well. In that, though, we also want to practice humility, because if you are lucky enough to be the person to pull the other one out of the ditch, and they come with you, and they come up onto the path with you, it is wise to remember there were 5 people before you that dropped them. And all reality, that the really greatest joy and gift is that that person made the decision to come onto the path and not try to pull anybody else down with them. So while on one hand, we may have to let people go if they're trying to pull us down, the other thing to remember is that to practice humility, that when we do get to support somebody and they start making positive changes in their life, we are the guide and they were the one that made the decision. So these are my reflections for the end of the day that I was just very excited to share with you.